Many years ago, a young Almajiri boy came to Kaduna with nothing. Against all odds, he built a life and became my father. I am Anas of Rigasa, and this story is not about my father but of the ancient system of the Almajiri. Growing up in Rigasa, a community my father made home, a community known for school dropouts, I was lucky to complete my education. Every day I would see Almajiri children around our house. As I left for school, they would watch me. At first, it never really bothered me, it never seemed out of place. But soon I wondered, why aren't they in school too? Who are these children? Where do they come from? Who is responsible for them being here? I had questions, but the answers I sought seemed unreachable. A quick search of the word Almajiri brings a lot of results, from what the word means to newspaper articles on it, international reports, and even a movie made about the story of the Almajiri. You see, in the early days, there was a lack of proper Islamic knowledge, and the system of obtaining such knowledge was that young boys of mostly Hausa and Fulani descent were sent to wherever knowledgeable scholars were located. For example, a family in some suburb in Katsina would send their boys to a place like Kano, where there's a reputable scholar, in order to acquire Islamic knowledge. This act gave birth to what is known today as the Almajiri system. With Islamic scholars now in every town, this has become more of tradition than actual seeking of religious knowledge. Poor families send their children away, and these kids, some as young as 5, end up on the streets. The teachers, called alaramas, can barely provide shelter, let alone food or care. Like my father, these children miss the opportunity to grow up in families and acquire formal education. Most of them end up on the streets. Although they learn to read and write in Arabic, Nigeria is not primarily an Arabic-speaking country, and thus they face the difficulty of communicating in English. In my entire family, I am the first graduate, and this came with a lot of expectations, responsibilities, and pressure. I soon became a teacher. Nothing compared to watching an entire class learn to read in 1 year. But something was missing in Rigasa. A part of my exposure had come through debating, where I've had to represent my state and country in international debating competitions. In a conversation with one of my friends from my international debating community in Hong Kong, it hit me that Rigasa needed a library. I'd never seen one until university. How many children here would suffer the same fate? So I and some friends set out to build the first ever library in Rigasa. There were systemic issues that made this difficult. A few of us gave up. It was understandable to do so, but my love for Rigasa could not allow me to. And then we discovered something more urgent. Children needed basic textbooks and basic supplies just to stay in school. Recognizing this problem, we decided to start a small fundraising for exercise books among friends. This then grew into Project Books4All, a community service initiative dedicated to expanding educational opportunities for undeserved children. I still always thought about the Almajiri children and what we could do to ensure that they get some formal education. We then found a different path to help. Instead of forcing them into formal schools, we created literacy centers teaching Hausa and English alongside the Arabic education. And now today, we have over 200 Almajiri children. While we celebrate the achievements we have had on this mission, the question still lingers in my heart. How do we create lasting solutions for children seeking Islamic knowledge while ensuring they are not left behind in the modern world? Because we believe that every one of these children matter. Every single one deserves a chance to learn, to grow, and to choose their own future.